Hello everyone, and here we have a new story. Before we get to that, I want to ask you to subscribe, like, and be sure to write comments in order to participate in the development of the community. Write how to improve my community, current topics in the stories you are interested in, and much more. I read and listened to all the comments. People write me stories by mail from different countries. There are problems with translation. I apologize for this. I will work on it and try to fix these errors. I want to thank everyone for their support and the people who wrote to me by mail, broadcast, news, stories. Don't forget to put a bell in order not to miss new videos. And now, let's go. Probably everyone has such a friend who will be able to shelter for a while. Most often, these are some kind of family problems. To be honest, I myself have never had to use such services of my friends, but it so happened that in my youth, I helped out friends. Many years have passed since then. My friends no longer bring matters to such scandals. To be honest, I didn't even expect this, that I would have to act as a backup airfield again. But a call from my friend Jack changed everything. I was very surprised because Jack and I talked the least. Most of the time we talked at work, but he liked stories from my life. Jack often asked for my advice. He was younger than me. But despite this, we were able to find a common topic for conversation. We haven't worked together for many years, but we didn't stop communicating. Although it's hard to call it communication, we were just congratulating each other on the holidays. Okay, let's get to the phone call. I apologize right away, but I have come to you with a very bold request, Jack said sheepishly. Since our dialogue started this way, so something serious has happened to Jack, I thought. Come on, tell me what happened. I answered, will you let me in for the night? Just for one night. Jack replied wordly. Of course, come. We haven't seen each other for so many years, I answered. Should I tell you? Which I was very curious about. I couldn't even imagine why Jack came to me. Jack didn't call his parents or friends, while Jack was getting to us. My wife made Jack's bed in my son's former room. Upon arrival of our guest, my wife greeted Jack and went to watch her evening shows. We went into the kitchen, and we started our conversation. It was almost 9 o'clock in the evening. Jack was very confused. He constantly apologized for the inconvenience. He told me the story of his life. I do not know if you remember my wife Inga, since we worked together. That's how I live with her. Until today, I've always counted that I don't have a perfect but a very good marriage, Jack said. We've been together since college. While studying, we met. After graduating from college, she got comfortable in life. Yes, and I was looking for a job. Inga and I rented an apartment to live separately from our parents. Why am I telling you this? To the fact that Inga and I went through both fire and water together. And not once during this time. There was no discord in our family. I am 45 years old now. I couldn't even imagine. Our family life. She will be under threat. We have been married for 19 years. We have 2 children, both of whom are already in college. It would seem that something can happen and go wrong. And now this day's come. But first, I'll tell you everything in order. We lived normally, not luxurious, but we didn't need anything. On vacation, even if not often. But we got out anyway. After all, 2 years ago, we had a reunion. This meeting was a turning point in our family life. Inga and I were glad to see all our classmates. We had a lot of fun. It was there that I saw Adam's classmate. He became a high-flying bird. You could say that. Big boss. Adam and I went out for a smoke and started talking. In general, he offered me a good position in his firm, and he left his business card. To be honest, I even felt uneasy. There was a feeling that I somehow asked for it myself. The next day, I told Inga everything. She directly told me about it. Come forward and sing. You have nothing to lose. At least you'll just find out what he offers and what salary he will pay. I've been thinking about this for 3 days. In the end, I decided to call Adam. At that time, I was very worried about the fact that we were talking drunk. Suddenly, he forgot or suggested it for the sake of decency. But no, everything went well. Of course, come, Adam said. We'll find you a warm place. That's how I started working for Adam. Office work is not dusty, but decently paid. No business trips. Everything goes like clockwork, without any overwork and other things. But this is not the most important thing. Adam and I have become very close. We started visiting each other. Even some holidays were celebrated together. Well, the trials have begun in my life. Once we celebrated a holiday, my wife Inga started asking Adam about me. What do I do at work? She started brazenly asking Adam for my promotion. I was so ashamed at that moment. Inga never complained about the lack of money. I thought, Adam will take it as a joke. On the contrary, he took everything very seriously. So what? We can think it over and discuss it, Adam said. As soon as we got home, I immediately asked Inga, why did you do that? What's gotten into you? She replied to me, you have such an age. It's time. Managers are more appreciated and respected. She said she's been through a lot in her life. How long she had been waiting. When will I achieve everything? At that moment, I was ashamed. But in a sense, I saw the truth. Less than a month later, Adam started talking about a promotion. He called me to his office and said, do you remember how Inga spoke on your behalf? She was always braver than you. What are you even thinking about? Ready? Needless to say, I was stunned, or from joy, or because I couldn't believe it was actually happening. Of course, I immediately agreed. Adam smiled and said, start receiving new documents. I was very happy about the new position, but probably all these are fairy tales. Sooner or later they end, and not always with a happy ending. After my promotion, Inga was replaced. Only I didn't notice it all right away. It's only been 3 weeks since my new position. I haven't even received my first salary yet. There was already a wall between us. Feelings have cooled down or something like that. My wife began to suspect me. She asked if I had any mistresses. At first I brushed it off. Then I tried to have a serious conversation with Inga. But there was no point in it. Inga just kept repeating that everything was fine. The next day, after the end of the working day, I was standing in the parking lot. My car broke down. I couldn't start it. Here's Adam walking to his car. He says, tomorrow you will solve this problem. In the meantime, let me give you a ride. On the way home, a dialogue began between us. After we drove up to my house, I decided to jokingly say that in a couple of years, I will grow up to the position of Adam. You'll never have a position like mine, Adam said with a grin. Why is that? Don't you believe in my powers? I asked jokingly again. No, it's just that your Inga won't be able to pay later. Adam returned the same smile. What are you talking about? I asked in perplexity. Yes, so that's what concerns the realities. Adam tried to change the subject. Okay, we've already arrived. Let's see you tomorrow. I said goodbye to Adam and went home. I had other thoughts in my head. What does Inga have to do with this? What did she pay for and with what? After I get home, I started the interrogation. They say that the less you know, the happier you are. Our conversation lasted 30 minutes. My wife's response was as follows. First, guiltily, and then with complete confidence. The day she started talking about my promotion with Adam. It turned out that this conversation took place a little later. Adam came up to her and said, are you serious about a promotion or something? We can arrange everything. But for that, you'll need to do something for me. He said he was used to achieving everything in life by himself. But there's something he hasn't achieved yet. Inga and I have been together since the first year. But I didn't know that Adam also loved Inga. In general, many years have passed. Adam remembered that he didn't get what he wanted. So he offered her a night of passion in exchange for my position. I've been thinking about this for almost a month. Inga's voice sounded a little guilty. You didn't have the slightest chance of getting good position. I called Adam and asked, are we going to have sex just once? Will that be enough? Adam replied that even 1 hour would be enough. In general, I listened to all this, and I couldn't tell if I was angry, or maybe I was terrified. I would never in my life have believed that my Inga. I didn't even have the words. Slamming the door, I left the house. I wanted to cool off a bit. I was walking down the street and thinking, it just didn't occur to me. At first I decided that I would quit tomorrow. And then I think, what does it mean? That Inga tried in vain, so to speak. She sacrificed herself. Okay, work is work, but how to live with Inga after that? If a girl cheats on a guy at least once in her life, then nothing will stop the girl. Remember this, friends. In general, all sorts of thoughts came to my mind. It was already late, but I didn't want to go home. The car is broken. I won't have time to go out of town. I didn't want make my parents worry. I couldn't go to my friends either. 𝐂𝐻 will be looking for me and will definitely find me. And you definitely won't have anyone looking for me. That's how I ended up with you. Jack left early the next morning. I somehow got into the soul of his story. I immediately decided to tell you about it, because I was sure that you would be interested in how this story ended. Exactly a week has passed, and then Jack calls me again. "Hello," he began in an even voice without emotion. "I'm calling to say that I've settled my situation. How did you fix it?" I asked with great interest. "Quit my job, smashed Adam's face, and filed for divorce," Jack said in a calm voice and hung up. That's the way I am. That's the story, friends. What do you say? Write a comment. Did you like the story? Write your opinion. Channel author's advice. Your story is a vivid testimony to the twists and turns that life can take and the depth of emotions that accompany such journeys. It takes courage to share a personal story filled with vulnerability and complexity, and you did it with authenticity and honesty. Your ability to grasp the subtleties of relationships, the struggle for trust, and the power of friendship is commendable. Your words have found a deep response, touching on universal topics that may be close to many of us in one way or another. Remember that your story has the potential to inspire others who may be facing similar challenges. Your honesty in sharing both the ups and downs of life serves as a reminder that none of us are alone in our experiences. Thank you for opening up and allowing us to plunge into your world for a moment. Your story is a reminder that growth, redemption, and resilience are within our reach, even in the face of unexpected betrayals. Keep writing, keep sharing, and keep radiating your light through your words. Your story matters, and your courage in telling it is truly inspiring. Here are some tips to help you get through this difficult period and find a path to healing. Healing doesn't happen overnight. Give yourself time and space to sort out your emotions. It's normal to experience a whole range of feelings, from anger and betrayal to confusion and sadness. Acknowledge these emotions without judgment and give yourself permission to heal at your own pace. You've already taken an important step by sharing your story. Keep contacting friends, family, or even professional counselors who can provide you with a safe space to express your feelings and thoughts. Sometimes talking to someone who is out of the situation can provide valuable perspective and guidance. In difficult times, taking care of yourself becomes even more important. Do something that brings you joy and relaxation, whether it's reading, spending time in nature, practicing mindfulness, or a hobby. Taking care of your physical, emotional, and mental well-being is of paramount importance. As you move forward, it's crucial to set healthy boundaries. This may include limiting contact with those who have hurt you or establishing clear lines of communication with those who support you. Prioritize your emotional well-being while protecting yourself from further harm. Although it may be difficult, try to learn from your experience. What have you learned about yourself, your values, and your relationships? How can you use this knowledge to make more informed decisions in the future? Thinking about your experience can be a source of personal growth. Engaging in activities that make you feel alive and inspired can help you take your mind off the pain. Reconnect with hobbies or interests that you may have put off and explore new opportunities for personal growth and enjoyment. Forgiveness does not mean condoning actions that hurt you. It is a way to free yourself from the burden of resentment. This process can take time, and it's okay if it's a journey. Forgiving for your own peace of mind can be a powerful step towards healing. After significant changes in life, setting new goals can give a sense of direction and purposefulness. Regardless of whether they are related to your career, personal growth, or relationships, having something positive to work on can be motivating and energizing. Remember that your story has touched others, and your ability to share your experiences can inspire those who face similar difficulties. Although there may be ups and downs on the path to healing, know that you have the strength inside you to come out of this stronger, wiser, and resilient. If you have watched to the end, I want to say, thank you very much. I love you all. Thank you for joining me on this exciting journey of love, betrayal, and redemption. I appreciate your support and encourage you to subscribe, like, and share this story. Your participation and feedback are invaluable for shaping our content and promoting mutual understanding and community growth. Until we meet again.